to worry about.
Central Iowa, you're set on Fox 17, Iowa's entertainment leader.
Welcome back to Veterans Auditorium. We get ready for the 4A championship game. The Iowa City West Trojans come in at 17-6. A team that got off to a slow start. We're only 5-4 at one point in the season, so consequently wound up the season not being rated in the team's in the state's top 10. They go against the #1 seed, a team ranked #3 in the Johnston Dragons.
Well, we know Iowa City West is a heck of a team. We saw, Glenn Worley as a sophomore win the state championship, back as a senior, and I'm sure that he wants to go out as a winner again.
That game coming up right now. Let's go downstairs and Tim Seaman.
Thanks a lot, guys. Here courtside with another of this year's honorees, special awards. This time it's the Student Athlete Achiever in Class 3A. Joshua Tweedy from Waukon is with us, as well as John Sorensen from the Iowa Bankers Association, who makes that presentation. Joshua, congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk about your school year here. Basketball, four-time member of the state champions in cross country, and you still got time for church, community, and everything else. You must have a busy day, young man.
Yeah, I'm pretty busy. The cross country, that was very nice, and then making it down here in basketball, it makes a very interesting athletic year.
Talk a little bit for me. How do you keep all that stuff juggled? I mean, kids get up and go to school before the sun's up, and I'm guessing it's late at night before you've got everything arranged and ready to head to bed.
Yeah, I don't get enough sleep sometimes, and it's real fun working all that stuff into my schedule and just juggling around, just working as much as I can, doing as much as I can for the community.
John Sorensen, as I say, with the Iowa Bankers Association, is with us, and has to make you proud as an organization to see a young man like this that represents his community as well as the state.
Certainly does, Tim. There's a lot of things that bankers contribute to in their communities, but probably nothing quite as rewarding as working with the young people in the state of Iowa, and that's why the Iowa Bankers Association is very proud to be a part of this particular award.
Makes the future look bright when you talk to a young man like this.
That's right. We've got a lot of great young kids in the state, and we're just, again, pleased to do what we can to encourage them and help them to grow and eventually hopefully come back to Iowa and be a part of our state.
Joshua, I don't know if you've made plans for college yet in the future, but what things might we see you doing in the future?
Running track and cross country for Notre Dame. I've applied there, and hopefully we'll get accepted in the next month. I'll find out.
Congratulations on that as well. Talk about for a second some of the things other than the athletic achievements that you've done. What off the playing field or the track is most satisfying to you in that long list of things that Mo Kelly mentioned a moment ago?
One of the best things that I've done, or funnest things I've done, is worked with the FAST program. It's families and schools working together, and I get to tutor the kids and play with them, and there's some special ones there that you just get to know, and you really have fun with it.
What would you say to another high schooler out there that maybe is on the verge of trying to become involved in a lot of different things and not sure that he should?
Just find something that you like to do and stick with it. You might not be the best at what it is, but just stick with it and keep pulling away and keep pumping at it, and you'll eventually achieve your goal.
That's a word to live by, I think, John. There's not much out there. The 3A Student Achiever Award, Joshua Tweedy from Waukon. Indeed, bright things in the future, I think, for this young man. Let's go back upstairs. Larry and Jim are standing by.
All right, Tim, thank you. Johnston at Iowa City West getting ready to decide the 4A crown. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Every day, it's the unsung heroes that make our communities and lives a whole lot better. We're proud to have helped all the unsung heroes help our communities grow. For more than half a century, Marshall County REC has been delivering solutions that make dreams come true. We're your member-owned electric cooperative, and we promise to keep you, our unsung heroes, happy. SIPCO and our electric partner providers, the power to deliver, the power to grow.
Iowa City West won the state championship 2 years ago when Glenn Worley was a sophomore. Now he comes in his senior year, leading the Trojans against the Johnston Dragons, who won here a couple of times in the mid-90s, in 94 and 95. But Jim Hallahan, that was as a 3A school. Now they step up a class and try to win a 4A crown.
In fact, I know many people talked when Johnston won the 3A crowns 2 years in a row that they would have liked to have seen them play the 4A team because they were so dominant at that level. Sunblatt and Danner's just great guards. And of course, 2 years ago when Iowa City won, that was a strong Iowa City team. Glenn Worley, just a sophomore, obviously an outstanding player, but there were certainly some other good players on that team to help them win that state championship.
For Iowa City West overall, this is their 6th state tournament, but 5 of them have occurred since 1995 under the direction of their current head coach, Steve Bergman. Not only did they win it 2 years ago, but they were runners-up here in 1996. And for Johnston, this is their 5th trip to state. They finished 4th in 92 and 93, won it in 94 and 95 under Frank Sanders, and now they're under the direction of Jeff Simpson, who was an assistant coach for the last of those state championships. So a couple of coaches who've really succeeded with their ball clubs getting to this stage of the game. Let's take a look at Glenn Worley and some of the things that he's accomplished. In yesterday's semifinal win, he had a good performance against Southeast Polk, 19 points and 9 boards.
Right. He's, obviously 6'7", 6'8", and even though he has good skills here that he can show with the outside shot, his presence is felt inside. He's a strong offensive rebounder, good offensive moves around the basket, and can really block shots. So I look for him to be a presence today, a little outside, but mostly inside.
And, of course, he is headed for the University of Iowa to join Steve Alford in one of his outstanding recruiting classes, and this is his first outstanding recruiting class. Now, for the Johnston Dragons, Kyle Mertz has really stepped up big. Here's a guy who averages 10 points a game during the regular season, is averaging 14 here in 2 games at state.
Well, he's a senior, and that's what you want your seniors to do. As the season goes on, you get into tournaments, they need to rise up, and Kyle Mertz certainly did that. And he did it at the right time in the game, too, when Johnston's really needed a little spurt. He was the guy that provided that for him. So not only did he get 16 points, but he got him when they needed him.
Leading them to a victory over Cedar Rapids Kennedy by a margin of 56-50. Kyle Mertz, he teams with what is a very balanced Dragon squad.
That's the strength of their team. If you go out tonight and your focus is to stop Kyle Mertz, you're going to have a problem because Johnston and Sunblatt are going to be out there also able to make those shots. They have good people coming off the bench, as we saw the other night. So really, they're just a good overall team. They have a lot of confidence in the way they played, and they played a tough schedule, and they worked all the way from last summer to get to this point.
You're right. Mertz, the leading scorer for Johnston in the state tournament, but overall, he's only the number 3 leading scorer.
Exactly, and you got a guy like Mike Cameron that comes off the bench for him, and, he's been a starter. He's been a bench guy. As a big guy, has had some injuries. Big Quinn Sipniski. And here's a guy who was really good the other night, and he's accepted that role now as coming off the bench, even though he was a starter when Big Sip was out.
And the other thing about these 2 ball clubs, both play very, very solid defense.
Yeah, I look for both teams to open up man-to-man, half-court defense, nothing full court, no presses. But then again, who knows what's going to happen to start out the game. Somebody might want to try to get an edge by doing something a little different.
Johnston is the team that favors the 3. They shot more than 100 more than Iowa City West did during the regular season. But as Jeff Simpson, their coach, is quick to admit, that's an on-again, off-again, live-or-die kind of thing.
Well, you have to remember that the three-point shot at 33% average equates to a 50% average at the 2-point range. So sometimes you may think they're not shooting that good if around that 30%, but that's pretty good.
Let's take a look at the road to state. First of all, for the team that will be in their traveling visitors uniform tonight, the Iowa City West Trojans. And, of course, against Southeast Polk in a semifinal, a lot of you watched yesterday. They came away with an 11-point win, but the quarterfinal game was more of an adventure.
Right. All their games have been pretty close, other than Southeast Polk, which really got close near the end a little more. So I think, they're ready for that type of game.
Now, for Johnston, really their defense has been a story. Look at that. 38 points is all that Marshalltown scored, shot 32%. 50 all that Kennedy can imagine, and they shot only 40%.
Yeah, we talk about the great outside perimeter people they have, the balance they have offensively, but their key is their good team man-to-man defense, as that is with Iowa City West, too.
Let's match them up statistically and see how Iowa City West and Johnston compare head-to-head statistically.
Of course, the record is a little bit better for Johnston, but you mentioned that was an early 5-4 start. Everything else is pretty good. Johnston, shows a little wider range of victories, but Iowa City West plays a very difficult schedule, and I'll be honest with you, these statistics aren't going to mean much when the game starts.
And, of course, Iowa City West had come off their second consecutive 4A football crown. Now, their coach, Steve Bergman, says it may take a month physically and 2 months mentally to adjust from football to basketball.
Well, there's no question. I remember in high school the first time our football players came out, they just about died after having to run some wind sprints. So it's a real different type of conditioning, and it's going to take a team like Iowa City West a while. And they got some football players on their team, as you well know, and so I think they'll be fine once they get going now.
So that sets the stage. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Tired of getting shut out of driver's ed? Now there's a better way to learn how to drive. Autopilots. With year-round classes every 5 to 8 weeks, Autopilots can accommodate your busy schedule and give you individual attention. Autopilots has a fleet of new mid-sized cars for safety and convenience, and they're fully licensed by the Iowa Departments of Education and Transportation. Students receive 6 hours of actual driving time, which can include nighttime driving. You could wait around and hope for a seat in the next driver's ed class, or you can get ready for your license now with Autopilots.
On this piece of ground, nobody tells me what to do. I call the shots and I live with the results. That's independence. Nobody owns me. Who owns you?
I love my new Toro personal pace self-propel mower so much, I'm letting my neighbors try it.
Wow, so simple to control. This is unbelievable.
He loves it.
It moves at whatever speed I'm walking, and it's easy backing up, too.
She's hooked.
No speeds to adjust. I want one.
I think they're impressed.
The revolutionary Toro personal pace self-propel mower. It's a whole new way to mow.
Toro, when you want it done right. The Iowa State Boys High School Basketball Tournament is brought to you in part by Fairway, Iowa's most economical food stores. By SIPCO, Central Iowa Power Cooperative. By AIB College of Business. Getting ahead is as easy as AIB. By the Iowa Bankers Association. Your future, our focus. Iowa Banks. By Great Clips. Guaranteed satisfaction, guaranteed style. By Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around. And by your local Ford dealers. Break out.
You'll wait the start of the 4A championship game. Let's go downstairs and Tim Seaman.
And thanks a lot, Larry Morgan. With a couple of men that will be honored yet this evening in their respective Hall of Fames. Larry Schaefer on my far left, for 29 years the head coach at Ballard. On my near left, his son Matt, who will go into the Players Hall of Fame. Congratulations, men. Larry, it's probably a little bit more easy to sit and watch these games from somewhere other than the bench.
Thank you very much, Tim. It surely is. A lot of good basketball, and it really is fun to watch. Less pressure.
Matt, you played on a couple of unbeaten teams during your high school career. What are your memories as you look back on that run at Ballard?
A lot of great memories, and it really makes me remember coming back to the state tournament and seeing the high level of basketball, and a lot of fun.
I guess we've got just a couple of seconds till we get started with this one. I'll let you get back to your seats. In the meantime, we'll go to the public address table.
It's time for basketball. This is the 4A championship game. The visitors on the scoreboard from Iowa City West, the Trojans. And the home team, the Johnston Dragons. Let's meet the reserves and assistant coaches for the Iowa City West Trojans. Number 10, Nolan Applewhite. Number 20, Marcus Brathwaite. Number 22, Joe Walker. Number 23, James Ebert. Number 24, Ryan Raisley. Number 30, Nathan Spanheimer. Number 32, Justin Wick. Number 52, Jesse Casper. Number 44, Dylan Klein. And number 54, Chris Rulin. And here are the assistant coaches. Randy Larson, David Lane, Chris Thorson, and Mike Bevilacqua. And now here are the reserves and assistant coaches for the Dragons. Number 10, Ben Wicks. Number 4, David Batchelder. Number 14, John Fiala. Number 30, Ben Merrill. Number 32, Mike Cameron. Number 34, Joel Beery. Number 42, Jonathan Hardy. Number 50, Jacob Stroman. Number 52, Chris O'Halloran. And number 54, Andy Payne. And here are your assistant coaches, Joe Rankin, Brady Fleming, and John Williams. And now, here are your starters for tonight's game. For the Trojans, wearing number 42, a 6'5" senior, Kevin Long. For the Dragons, wearing number 40, a 6'5" senior, Andy Sunblad. For the Trojans, wearing number 5, a 6'2" senior, Nate Kading. For the Dragons, wearing number 24, a 6'3" junior, Ryan Johnston. For the Trojans, wearing number 34, a 6'8" senior, Glenn Worley. For the Dragons, wearing number 44, a 6'6" senior, Quinn Sipnewski. For the Trojans, wearing number 14, a 6' senior, Seth Schroeder. For the Dragons, wearing number 20, a 6'2" senior, Kyle Mertz. For the Trojans, wearing number 12, a 5'10" senior, Jamie Lang. And for the Dragons, wearing number 22, a 5'10" senior, Steve Rude. The head coach for Iowa City is Steve Bergman. The head coach for the Johnston Dragons, Jeff Simpson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the officials for tonight's contest. The referee, Gary Christensen of Mason City. The umpire, Craig Snyder of Osage. And the bench official, Cliff Hinton of Davenport. And now, let's play basketball.
Johnston seeded number 1. Their record 22-2. They were co-champs of the CIML National Division with Urbandale. Iowa City West, unranked, seeded 7th. 17-6 overall, champs of the Mississippi Valley Conference at 12-4.
Steve Alford isn't here just to watch a game tonight, too. He's wanting to take a good look at Glenn Worley in a really important situation. This has a lot to do with his growing and see how he reacts in this championship environment.
Worley coming in with a 21-point-a-game scoring average.
I believe he's the leading scorer and rebounder coming into the state tournament at the 4A division.
Averages 8 boards a game as well. Gary Christensen tosses the ball skyward, and we'll do it one more time. Christensen, by the way, was the referee, is working his record 14th state championship game.
Have a good game, refs.
Worley wins the toss, and it will be the Trojans with the ball first.
Johnston opened up with their usual man-to-man defense. Stepnewski on Worley inside.
Skating guarded by Johnson. Worley against Stepnewski with the miss. Worley gets the rebound. Lang open behind the three-point arc. Jamie Lang gets the scoring started very quickly for the Trojans.
Nice pass by Worley. Everybody converged on one side of the floor, and he was able to spot the open man on the opposite side.
Mertz loses it to Lang, but Lang knocks it out of bounds. The ball to the Dragons. Johnston's only losses this year have been to Urbandale and Marshalltown, each by 3 points. So that goes steal. Lang with a steal. Lang with the basket.
5-0, Lang.
The 5'10 senior. Big start of this ball game for Iowa City West. Johnston races against skating. This is Steve Rude who sets it up on the offense for Johnston.
Notice they have Kevin Long in there on big step, so they go football player against football player.
Johnson on the miss. Stepnewski on the rebound. Quinn Stepnewski headed for the University of Colorado to play football as a tight end. 5-2 in favor of Iowa City West. Worley against Stepnewski. Worley gets around it. Hits the shot. Don't count it. He travels.
Wow, you don't usually see a travel when you're dribbling the ball, do you?
Not very often.
Worley's guarding Sunblatt. Try to keep him from getting started. Nice move inside.
Sunblatt beats Johnson. Back Sunblatt. But his brother Matt, an outstanding player for Johnston. Andy has been equally outstanding, averaging 13.5 per game. Johnson misses the runner, and it's out of bounds off Johnston, and the ball belongs to Iowa City West. Number 5, Kading getting off the deck. He's headed for the University of Iowa on a football scholarship as a kicker. You mentioned that Long, Kevin Long, a football player, he's going to be a quarterback at Kansas.
Kind of an interesting matchup. Worley on Sunblatt might keep Worley out of foul trouble, and yet still let him run to the ball court. Iowa City West is hot right now.
Seth Schroeder knocks it in from just inside the three-point line. 7-2, Iowa City West. Here's Stepnewski trying to answer. Johnson trying to keep it alive, but Jamie Lang comes up with a save for Iowa City West. Lang's very, very quick. He's being guarded by Steve Rude. Inside, it's Long with it, and he is fouled by Andy Sunblatt.
Very nice pass from Worley into Kevin Long. Kevin made a nice cut along the baseline, and Glenn threw a nice bounce pass in there where he could handle the ball. Kept it away from the defensive side.
In the middle, Steve Bergman in his 9th year as the head man at Iowa City West. He's also coached at West Liberty and at Monticello. Here we go.
Justin Wick in now. Boy, he's done a nice job in this tournament.
Yes, he really has. Brings good size off the bench at 6'5", and he's only a sophomore. Lang loses his defender, but can't hit the shot. Suzuki with the rebound gets tied up with Worley.
Yeah, you don't want to get tied up with Big Sip in there.
No, you don't.
You might forget if that's a fumble or a rebound. Very physical in there right now. Good penetration, jump shot. Big Sip gets the rebound. Worley gets his own. Well, that could be an injury right there. He's lucky he didn't hurt his arm.
I was just going to say, I think that he's lucky to escape with only a foul and still have an arm.
Exactly.
Because Quinn Stepnewski at 6'6" and 260 is one big young man. Kyle Mertz to the floor against Jamie Lang. This is Sunblatt trying to measure Worley. Has it taken away from him by Schroeder. Seth Schroeder on the breakaway. Puts it up too hard. The rebound saved by Worley. Schroeder for 3.
Go short. Got to block out. Worley on the glass again.
Stepnewski knocks it away from him. Picked up outside by Lang.
They've made a switch now. Stepnewski on Long.
It doesn't work because Kevin Long drills it. The 3-year starter who started in this game 2 years ago in the championship game makes it 9-2 Iowa City West, and Jeff Simpson will use a timeout with 4:32 left to play in the first quarter.
We've seen these defending state champions, of course, 2 years ago, really come out with fire in their eyes.
Yes, they really do. Long, open, swish. First 2 points of the ball game for Kevin Long. A 9-2 lead for Iowa City West. Jeff Simpson using that quick timeout before this one can get out of hand.
They're sharp right now. They're very sharp because they're out rebounding Johnston 5-2, and at one time they were shooting about 80% from the field.
James Ebert off the bench and into the lineup for Iowa City West as you look at Jeff Simpson, the fourth-year head man for the Johnston Dragons. To the baseline to hit the shot, Kyle Mertz.
We talked about him the other night. He gave them a big offensive jump when they needed it. They certainly need it right now.
Yeah, they really want to get him into the offense very quickly.
Straight up inside. Straight up.
James Ebert takes the inbound feed. He's only a sophomore, so 2 sophomores, Wick and Ebert, get a lot of playing time for Steve Bergman. Certainly speaks well of the future of Iowa City West basketball. Worley squares up, nails it. First bucket for Glenn Worley.
There he is at that. Boy, that makes him tough when you have to go out and guard a guy 16, 17 feet from the basket, 6'8", and he can make those shots.
Mertz fishing for Johnston. There's Mertz. Looking inside for Stepniewski. Long gets a hand on it. And Lang comes up with the steal.
Yeah, Kevin Long did a nice job moving his feet and getting around Big Step and knocked the ball away.
Worley calls for it, gets it, and nails it.
13-4. Johnston's got to get into their offense here and find something they can go to and give them a little confidence. But it's good defense by Iowa City West here, too.
Sundblad finds Johnston. Ryan Johnston looks in. Johnston's had a good tournament, but his first shot in practice.
Steal by Worley.
Air ball. Worley on the steal. Worley hits the shot, and he is fouled. Mike Cameron with the foul. Glenn Worley a chance at a 3-point play.
Great steal by Worley. Had the pass, had his arm in the pass lane, takes the ball down the left side, uses his left hand all the way to the basket, gets under control, doesn't charge. That's a heck of a play for a guy 6'8".
It really is. Long out of the lineup, replaced by Keating for Iowa City West as Worley looks for his 7th point of the first quarter. 20 points in the quarterfinal against Dubuque Wahlert, 19 points yesterday in the semifinals against Southeast Coast, and 7 points in the first quarter tonight. And it's a 16-4 lead for the Trojans with 2:59 to play in the quarter. There's a timeout. We'll have more in a moment.
For more than 60 years, the Blues have served the healthcare needs of Iowans, providing them with protection and security when they're needed most, guiding them through times of change and challenge. Now, the Blue Cross and Blue Shield stand for a whole new approach to improving the health of Iowans and the communities we live in. Well-marked Blue Cross and Blue Shield, yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Just can't beat the Blues.
Fairway is proud to support high school athletics and the Boys State High School basketball tourney. Look for these specially priced items this week. Jolly Time microwave popcorn, Hot Pockets, Lean Pockets, and toaster breaks. 24 packs of Dr. Pepper and 7-Up. Hostess multi-packs. Girly dry roasted nuts. Mama Mary's pizza crust. Frito-Lay, Ruffles, and Tostitos. Shop Fairway and save every week. Fairway, Iowa's most economical food stores.
A hot start for Steve Bergman's Iowa City West Trojans. 16-4 with 2:59 to go in the first quarter.
Iowa City West is ripping the nets at almost 64%. Well, Johnston's shooting a respectable 40%, but just not getting as many shots. 11 shots for Iowa City West and only 5 shots for Johnston.
Baseline Johnston scores.
Good aggressive move that time.
Coming out of the timeout, you want to get a layup when your ball club is struggling. Ryan Johnston got one. Joe Walker, number 22, has come on for Iowa City West. Worley to the baseline, scores again. 9 points for Glenn Worley.
He's just a little bit too big and too quick. Not too big, but too quick for Quinn. Quinn's not able to get a hand up when he shot because he does a nice offensive move first.
Turnblad tries to shake Kading. Coming up with it is Cameron, and he nails it. Mike Cameron may be the most valuable sub in this whole tournament.
Well, I think you're going to see him guard Worley more and more as the game goes on here, too.
He did a great job in the semifinals, both offensively and defensively. Worley, one of his first misses of the night, the rebound taken by Sundblad, and a push and spotted on Kading. Second foul on the Trojans, first on Kading. Jeff Simpson's team off to a slow start, but he's trying to get him back in, and he brings Quinn Sipnewski to the bench.
I think that Sundblad's got to somehow get himself involved in the offense here and be a little more aggressive on offense. Look for his shot.
Cameron misses. Rebound poked out, and it's saved by Cameron. Cameron finds Mert. Mert lays it up there too hard, and Sundblad keeps it alive. Calling for it, Cameron, he's open, he scored.
Not only was open, nobody was on him. Got him mixed up on defense that time. Kevin Long's going to come back in the game.
And it's a modest back-to-back run for Johnston. They trail by 8. Kading finds Worley. Worley inside, scores, and he is fouled. Worley has been unstoppable.
Yeah, that was a nice move. That's a very, very good basketball to take it in there and then actually use your body to protect the ball and shoot it with your left hand.
And Cameron off the bench, 2 quick fouls for Johnston. Kevin Long getting ready to come back in for the Trojans as Worley will go to the line. Averaging a double-double in his senior year. He averages 21 points, 10 rebounds a game. He has 12 points in the first quarter, and his team leads 21-10. And now Worley to the Trojan bench. This way, Steve Bergman can get him an extra minute and a half of rest because you got the quarter ending in a minute 13.
I think Coach Alfred's enjoying his seat right now. I'd say that seat feels real good watching Worley play like that.
Yeah, I think it has to. Open, Ryan Johnston. Rebound.
Nice job. Sipnewski on the boards and good, strong putback.
When he gets that position, there's no way anybody's going to take the ball from him.
No, he's strong, as we well know, major college football player. And this is a good shot here. Good look for the three-pointer. And again, it's a soft come off the rim. They hang on Sipnewski, and he's still able to get that ball in the hole.
Kading with his second foul. Sipnewski, a 61% free throw shooter, nails it. He's got 5 in the first period. And it's a 8-point lead for the Iowa City West Trojans as Jamie Lang, number 12, comes back on for Iowa City West.
Johnston extending their defense a little bit, doing a little full-court pressure man-to-man, and caused a turnover. That's what you try to do. You put pressure on the ball handler. It's not always the steals, it's that pressure. And he got the ball caught in his hand and turned it over, palmed the ball.
So the Dragons, who've been down by 12, now have a chance to cut an 8-point deficit. Nice run by the Dragons in the waning moments of the first period. Sundblad trying to do some damage around the Sipnewski screen.
Good defense by Kevin Long. Really up on him tight.
Sundblad really has had very few touches and has had no real shot opportunities. Nice move into the lane by Mert. The ball blocked. Iowa City West on a breakout.
Great block. Just tips the ball out to his teammate.
Sipnewski with the foul. First foul against Sipnewski, 23 seconds to go in the period. Fourth team foul against the Dragons, while 3 have been assessed against the Trojans.
They need to stop right here, go down and get a good shot. Iowa City West backing it out like they're going to hold for one shot here, 20 seconds, under 20 seconds.
Seth Schroeder, Jamie Lang in at the guards.
10 seconds.
Rick Ebert and Long up front, all the way. Lang trying to get the charge. Sipnewski not getting the job done. The basket is scored, though, and it's Long with the score to end the first period of play. So Iowa City West starts fast, and at the end of the first quarter, the score, Iowa City West 23, Johnston 13. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment.
At Great Clips, we found a simple way to give you a better haircut. We listen to your ideas about style and fashion and taste. It's part of our ongoing postgraduate instruction at the Great Clips Advanced Training Center, where every stylist learns how to shape and create, to look, and most importantly, to listen.
Stop. Hold it. Just freeze. Now.
So that your haircut, your image, your style is always simply your own. Great Clips. Guaranteed satisfaction, guaranteed style.
Life in Iowa is colorful. Life is playful. Powerful. Plentiful. Life here is meaningful and hopeful. These life stories are told every day in the Des Moines Register. Full of life.
Iowa City West leading Johnston in the 4A championship game, 23-13. Right now, let's go courtside with Mark Pierce for the Fairway fan in the stands.
Seeing double here in the Fairway fan in the stands. We got a couple of twins from Iowa City West. What's your name?
Kelly. Jill.
And you guys are big soccer fans over in Iowa City?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Who are you rooting for?
West Side.
Well, we've got somebody here special. What's your name?
Jackie Katie.
Who's your favorite player?
My brother.
All right. What do you guys have to say to people in Iowa City?
Let's rock!
All right, let's go back upstairs.
Got some fired up fans.
I guess they are. And they should be, because the Trojans got fired up to start off with a 10-point lead as the second quarter begins. Johnson losing the basketball, but it's scooped up by Mertz.
You know, 2 years ago, Iowa City West came in with a great defensive plan on David Newman. And tonight, boy, their defense has just been a real key to their lead right now, 23-13.
Lang on the foul. It'll be his first. Team fouls even at 4. At the line, Ryan Johnson. Johnson, a double-figure performance in both games in the state tournament. 16 against Marshalltown when he knocked home 4 threes in the quarterfinal, and then 10 yesterday against Cedar Rapids Kennedy. 3 so far tonight for Ryan Johnson, a 6'3 junior. Worley with the rebound.
Nucci almost got in there for that offensive rebound. You got to block him off the board, that's for sure.
Here's Long inside, turnaround, doesn't get the roll. Worley can't get the tip, but Nucci clears the rebound for the Dragons.
I don't know if it was just in transition, but that time they had Ryan Johnson guarding Worley, so they put about 3 different guys on him.
Ruth goes baseline and gets to Sundblad, who scores. First bucket of the day for Andy Sundblad.
That time he used his dribble after he made his offensive move, but they come right back down and score at the other end.
Seth Schroeder with his second field goal. He was the first-team all-conference selection in the Mississippi Valley Conference, and he gives his team a 25-16 lead. Mertz on the miss. Long momentarily has the ball, but it's poked away from him, and Johnston with another chance. Sundblad for 3. Tipnewski rebound. Steal Worley.
A lot of physical contact going on in there right now. Nice motion offense by Iowa City West. Good ball movement. Nice little penetration.
Schroeder with the penetration. The rebound by Rude. Steve Rude, his brother David, played for Hoover here in the state championship game a couple of years ago when Iowa City West prevailed on a shot, a free throw by Worley with no time left on the clock to win the championship.
One thing against pressure defense like this, and like Ryan that time, used his dribble one time and picked it up. You got to save your dribble, face the pressure, and then take it, whisk and go someplace with the dribble, but don't just be dribbling away from the defense.
Johnson on the miss, Worley on the rebound. Worley has stepped up big in this big ball game.
Good block out by Ryan Johnson that time.
Johnston trailed by 9. 5.5 to go in the second period. Mertz on the miss.
Mertz is over-penetrated just a little bit. Oh, nice block by Worley.
Tipnewski fouled by Worley. Second foul on Glenn Worley.
5 minutes to go in the quarter. Is he going to take him out here? I'm hearing some cheers in the stands. I'm not liking down there from the students. I think you got to get rid of that kind of stuff. There's no place for it in high school basketball.
Stepnewski at the line for a pair. Worley will leave the lineup.
Yeah, that's a long time to be out now because he's probably going to keep him out the entire second quarter. Here's a chance for Johnston to make a run right now.
5:22 left in the second quarter as Worley leaves with his ball club up by 9.
Last year we saw Kirk Heinrich get in trouble, foul trouble, but come back and have a great fourth quarter. So Ben's going to have to sit out, but it's going to give him time to think a little bit and collect himself, too.
And you recall in their semifinal win yesterday, when Worley went out, the reserves actually built the lead.
Bingo, you just said it. There went 3 more.
Nate Kading with a 3. Iowa City West equals their biggest lead at 12. The steal by Schroeder.
Great defense that time. Again, they're sliding around the post on defense, and what they're doing is they're moving their feet on defense. They're not standing still, making some great interceptions. Right now, Johnston's not comfortable in their offense, and Iowa City West is comfortable in theirs.
They just came out clicking from the start. Scored the first 5, haven't looked back, have led by as many as their current lead, which is 12. They're trying to take their biggest lead on this possession. Long makes the move against Stepnewski, but loses the ball, and Ryan Johnston saves it for the Dragons.
Good help defense on Johnston that time. Long was able to penetrate in the middle, but then ran into trouble. And the same thing happens the other end with Ryan Johnston. Passed out ahead.
Kading with the takeaway, Wick with the score. A 14-point lead for Iowa City West, and a timeout by Johnston. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Iowa City West with a 30-16 lead over Johnston. More in a moment.
When I was little, I didn't think much about money. One of the things that my brothers and I used to always do when we were little was dump out our piggy banks, count our money. Mom and Dad had a checking account and a savings account. For me, insurance, investment planning, online banking, having a personal relationship with my banker, they're really going to look out for your future. With the services, convenience, and expertise I need, I know I can count on them.
Give your rooms a new look with an Armstrong ceiling from Menard. They're simple to install and look great. Brighton 2x2-foot designer panels are on sale. Just $1.63 each. Finish your project with a huge selection of lights. This wall light from Thomas is on sale, just $14.99. A ceiling light, $29.99. This hanging light, only $49.99. Light up your life with savings from Menard.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome back to Veterans Auditorium. Larry Morgan and Jim Hallahan, where Iowa City West has opened their biggest lead. Let's take a look at the NCAA wrestling. And that is an update with the Hawkeyes right now leading Iowa State.
Is that a final or is it still going on?
There are still 4 matches to go. Get to some of the individual results there in a moment, but right now Cameron trying to shoot the Dragons back into it, and Long's got the rebound.
Boy, Kevin Long's really been focused tonight, playing extremely well on both ends of the court.
By the way, 2 more matches, the update from the NCAA Wrestling Championship in St. Louis. At 133 pounds, the Hawkeyes' Eric Jurgens won, defeating Cody Sanderson 3-1 in sudden death. 149 pounds, UNI's Tony Davis won 5-1 in sudden death, and Cale Sanderson won at 184 pounds. And Iowa City continues to score effectively. 6 points now for Kevin Long.
Well, you talk about sometimes when Worley goes out, they play this as well. Here they are, they're increasing the lead. They've got some other outstanding players, obviously.
Sundblad on the turnaround, and Andy Sundblad is a guy who can bring Johnston back.
Well, he's going to have to get some more shots, and they're over-penetrating. Mertz has gotten in too deep a couple times. 3 times gotten in too deep and can't get the shot off. He needs to stop it about the dotted line and pull up, hit that little short jumper.
Justin Wick, Seth Schroeder, Kevin Long,
Tell you what,
Lang, Nick Keating on the
Wick
floor
and
right
Cameron,
now.
those are two awfully good subs. I think they'd start on a lot of teams.
Oh, I think you're right. Ryan Johnston comes out with it for Johnston. Sunblatt for three.
There you go. That's a big shot for him right there.
7 in the quarter for Andy Sunblatt. 32-21. Iowa City West sees the lead shrink to 11. And that's enough for Steve Bergman to use a timeout.
Yeah, he's very much of a defensive coach, and he didn't like that open look. I know they're really keying on Sunblatt.
And we'll be back with more in a moment.
AIB offers part-time job experience opportunities to help get your foot in the door. The American Institute of Business College specializes in computers, business, court reporting, sales and marketing, even travel and tourism. And AIB graduates and transfer students can earn a 4-year bachelor's degree in business administration, accounting, and information technology from Graceland College of Lamoni. But finish your 2 years on the AIB campus in Des Moines. Getting ahead is as easy as AIB.
Fairway is proud to support high school athletics and the Boys State High School basketball tourney. Look for these specially priced items this week. Jolly Time microwave popcorn, Hot Pockets, Lean Pockets, and toaster breaks. 24 packs of Dr. Pepper and 7-Up. Hostess multi-packs. Girly dry roasted nuts. Mama Mary's pizza crust. Frito-Lay, Ruffles, and Tostitos. Shop Fairway and save every week. Fairway, Iowa's most economical food stores.
2:09 to go in the period. Iowa City West is led all the way by as many as 16, right now by 11. This is the way they're shooting them, and the coaches are shooting them very, very well.
And those aren't layups either. Those are good basketball shots. They've just played outstanding basketball to this point.
Ebert on the miss. The rebound by the Dragons. They come up the court with just under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Oh, nice back
Great
cut.
look to Johnston. Mertz throws the pass. Johnston on the receiving end.
Looks like Mertz must have had a little trouble with a bloody nose. I think he's got a kind of a stop up there on one side there. Must have got hit, and we didn't see that. Well, he made a great pass there on that back cut.
Yes, he really did. Down to a minute 30 in the first half. Long doesn't get the roll. The rebound taken out by Mertz. Jonathan Hardy, number 42, into the lineup for Johnston. He gets the ball there. Here's Sunblatt in deep. Can't score it. Follow shot right there. Johnston on the putback.
Got it to 7. Minute to go. It might be a little too long to hold for one shot. Maybe Johnston will get the ball back again here if they can make a stop on defense.
From 16 to 7. It is a 9-point run for the Dragons.
Well, so much for Glenn Worley being out and the team doing okay without him. I think they'd like to have him back in here.
Well, they did go from 9 when he left to
Right.
a 16-point lead, but then here came the Dragons.
They got a little more comfortable getting the ball to the basket without him in there.
Mertz on the foul.
Not in the bonus.
That's the 5th foul against the Trojans, while the Dragons have been called for 5 as well. Speaking of 5, number 5 is Nate Keating back into the lineup for Iowa City West. Tess Schroeder will check in, replacing James Ebert. Steve Bergman's got nice depth on his ball club.
Boy, he sure does. They're also fundamentally sound, and particularly on the defensive end, and they're quick and fast, too.
Trojans have missed their last 3 shots in the field, according to our statistician, Jason Ettinger.
Advantage Iowa City right here with their quickness going to the 4 corners. You feel like they're going to be able to penetrate in there and get a pretty good shot.
Schroeder trying to make something happen. Long against Stepnewski. Long inside.
Oh, big rebound by Shep. 5 seconds, plenty of time. Foul.
Foul called on Joe Walker.
Not in the bonus, but it stops the clock and gives Johnson a chance to inbound the ball up the floor a little bit. And with 4.3 seconds, they should get a pretty good crack at it right here.
What kind of a momentum maker would this be if they were to score?
A 3 would be big, but a 2 would be very, very good, too.
Ebert is in. They like his height for defensive purposes on this last second try by the Dragons. Sunblatt, Johnson. Johnson, desperation shot at the horn. He's short. That's the end of the first half of the score. Iowa City West 32, Johnston 25. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in just a moment.
30 contenders, 3 continents, 1 winner. The new Lincoln LS. Motor Trend Car of the Year. Motor Trend said, if you're considering a BMW, Mercedes, Audi, or Lexus, put the Lincoln LS on your test drive list.
At Great Clips, we think a great haircut should be simple. Simply easy, simply affordable, simply gorgeous. That's why every Great Clips stylist receives ongoing training from the finest instructors in the business. It's where they learn the hottest styles and latest techniques. All of which means if you want your hair to look just right, the choice is downright easy. Great Clips. Guaranteed satisfaction, guaranteed style.
Iowa City West leads throughout the first half. They're up at the intermission, 32-25, and here's Mo Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this halftime, the Bernie Zago Awards and the Basketball Hall of Fame, representing the Iowa High School Athletic Association, to present the plaques to the individuals to be honored are 2 members of the Board of Control of the IHSAA. To my far right is Phil Hintz, Superintendent of Schools at Newton, the current chairman of the board. And next to Mr. Hintz is Les Dauma of MOC Floyd Valley, another member of the Board of Control. Bernie Zago has been the leader of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, the executive director, for over 30 years. He's very innovative. He has strong opinions about what is right for the young student athletes who participate in our programs. And his philosophy is known not only in our state, but on a national scale as well. And in his honor, we present Bernie Zago Awards to those individuals who believe in this same philosophy that Mr. Zago has used in directing the IHSAA programs for these past 30-plus years. And we have 5 individuals that we will honor with Zago Awards this evening. The first is Kathy Collins, who has served on both the boards of the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, and has also been very supportive of other organizations educationally in our state. She is accompanied by her husband, J.D. Riley. Next up, a well-known member of the Cedar Rapids community, longtime athletic director at Cedar Rapids Jefferson, and a very successful one after having a very successful coaching and teaching career. And well-known in his community, not only as an educator, but as a person who is very helpful to that community of Cedar Rapids. Honoree George Heidinger, accompanied by his wife, Marjorie. Harold Swede Johnson, many, many years as athletic director at Harlan High School, and also one of the most successful football coaches in our state. And Harold, although retired, is still very much involved in aiding his local school district. And we honor him this evening with the Zago Award. Harold Swede Johnson of Harlan, accompanied by his wife, Jean. Bob Longmire of New Hampton has been a member of the Representative Council of the Iowa High School Athletic Association for a number of years, one of our administrative organizations that help direct the activities of the association. Superintendent at New Hampton, where they've had very strong athletic programs, particularly in all sports, really, football, basketball, wrestling. They've been very strong, and much of that is due to his leadership. Bob Longmire of New Hampton, accompanied by his wife, Jan. and the longtime athletic director at Charles City, very active in the Athletic Directors Association of our state, holding many leadership positions, and also well known nationally in athletic director circles. We welcome Dave Stover, retired athletic director, Charles City High School, accompanied by his wife, Pat. These individuals have been great leaders throughout the years here in our state, and we salute them tonight with the Sago Award. Congratulations to them. Next up, it's basketball history, the Hall of Fame. And we have several inductees this evening in the Basketball Hall of Fame. 4 coaches and 4 former players. And quite a lineup it is. And let's begin with the coaches. The first gentleman, no longer coaching, but spent 20 years at Unity Christian Orange City with great success. Over 300 victories. 2 state championships. And as we said, in 20 years of coaching, over 300 victories. A big welcome for Hall of Fame coach Glenn Balma, Unity Christian, accompanied by his wife, Barb. We lost a great coach a couple of years ago to cancer. His name was Bill Dorn. He was well known in the Applington area and, of course, statewide, because he brought some great Applington teams to our state tournament. He put in some 25, 26 years of coaching, another 300-plus game winner, and as we said, some great championship teams at Applington, back-to-back titles in the early 1990s. And we're pleased to have with us this evening, in his honor, his sons Thad, Seth, and Adam, and also his former assistant coach, Speed Limberg. Al Rabinold, many, many years as the head coach of Montezuma, and some very successful years with over 350 victories. And you might recall that in 1990, his outstanding team went through the entire season without a loss all the way to the state championship in 1990. So welcome Hall of Fame coach Al Rabinold of Montezuma, accompanied by his wife, Denise. Larry Schaefer spent a total of 29 years at Ballard as a head coach, over 400 victories, closer to 450, and he looks like a familiar face because he's been here with his team no less than 7 times he had teams in our state tournament. Certainly an outstanding record, and we acknowledge that this evening with our Hall of Fame honor to Larry Schaefer of Ballard, accompanied by his wife, Bev. Let's turn now to our players. And I'd like Wayne and Donna Pearson and Troy Skinner and his wife, Heather, to come forward as a team, because the late Brian Pearson and Troy Skinner were a team, a tremendous team. You recall the great Palmer teams. They made history. Enrollment, less than 50. All they did was win 3 consecutive state championships, put together a 3-year record of 102 wins and 3 losses, 103 consecutive victories. And the heart and soul of those great teams was Troy Skinner and Brian Pearson. They both averaged well over 30 points per game. They later went on and had successful college careers, Troy at the University of Iowa and Brian at Iowa State University. Brian was in the midst, just about to break through as an outstanding high school or collegiate coach at the time of his untimely death. He'd have been a great one because he was a great competitor all during his career. Troy, of course, had a great career at Iowa as a point guard and is now a very successful lawyer. So you can see that when you have great success in high school athletics, it also can boost you to great success beyond that. At this time, we honor both of these individuals for their induction in our Hall of Fame. Brian Pearson, represented by his wife, or correction, by his parents, Donna and Wayne, and Troy Skinner, accompanied by his wife, Heather. A big hand. This is history in our state basketball tournament. Here's something else a little unique this year. A father-son combination going into the Hall of Fame at the same time. We already have inducted the father, Larry Schaefer, and now it's time to induct the son, Matt Schaefer. Some of those great teams that Larry coached, Matt was the floor leader. He played on 3 teams that were undefeated back to back to back, and also participated in our state tourney. Later had a fine career at Morningside College and in AAU competition as well. We welcome him back, Hall of Famer from Ballard, Matt Schaefer, accompanied by his wife, Michelle. And our last inductee goes back just a little bit further, back to 1970 in our state tournament. An undefeated team from Davenport Central that won a state championship. And this gentleman was the leader of that team as a junior. Broke all kinds of scoring marks in the Quad City area and also at his school. Some records there that still stand to this day. He later had an outstanding career at the University of Oregon. And he came all the way back from Oregon to be with us this evening, and we appreciate that very much. And our congratulations to Hall of Famer from Davenport Central, Ken Stringer. Another great lineup of Hall of Famers, folks. How about a big hand for all of them? Thank you very much.
Halftime of the 4A championship game, Iowa City West leads Johnston 32-25. We'll be back at Veterans Auditorium in a moment after this pause for station identification.
We do it all. ICU paintball.
Want to make sure your hair always looks its best? Then remember these 2 simple words. Great Clips. Because at Great Clips, every stylist receives ongoing postgraduate instruction at our advanced training centers. So no matter which Great Clips you visit or which stylist you see, the cut you ask for will be exactly the cut you get. And that's a guarantee. Great Clips. Guaranteed satisfaction, guaranteed style.
I love my new Toro personal pace self-propel mower so much, I'm letting my neighbors try it.
Wow, so simple to control. This is unbelievable.
He loves it.
It moves at whatever speed I'm walking, and it's easy backing up, too.
She's hooked.
No speeds to adjust. I want one.
I think they're impressed.
The revolutionary Toro personal pace self-propel mower. It's a whole new way to mow.
Toro, when you want it done right. Central Iowa, you're set on Fox 17, Iowa's entertainment leader.
We're at halftime of the 4A championship game. Iowa City West with a lead of 7. But Johnston scored the last 9 points of the first half, Jim, and the Trojans did not score the last 3 minutes of the first half.
Well, both championship games, one team has come out and just started out and just blitzed the other one, and that has been the difference in the ball game. So we'll see if Johnston, who's not nearly as far behind as in the earlier game when West Delaware was 21 points down, Johnston's down 7 at halftime. But as you say, Glenn Worley was on the bench. He's coming back in now. So this first 2 or 3 minutes of this half is very important.
And if you missed the result of that 3A championship game, Davenport Assumption, after seeing a 24-point lead, shaved to 1, came back to win at 77-63. The Knights winning for the second year in a row. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
It makes everything worthwhile. It comes from commitment or a job well done. Marshall County REC has been making smiles for more than half a century by delivering reliable, innovative, and economical solutions that make dreams come true. We're your member-owned electric cooperative, and we're in business to keep all our bosses smiling. SIPCO and our electric partner providers, the power to deliver, the power to grow. When you're moving up in the world, when your assets just keep growing, when your drive to succeed comes with personalized plates, when you finally earned that office with a view, when you wrap up that big deal. We've got the insurance and investments you'll need. Farm Bureau Financial Services. Just say when, whenever you're ready.
The Iowa State Boys High School Basketball Tournament is brought to you in part by Fairway, Iowa's most economical food stores. By SIPCO, Central Iowa Power Cooperative. By AIB College of Business. Getting ahead is as easy as AIB. By the Iowa Bankers Association. Your future, our focus. Iowa Banks.
As we get ready to begin the second half of the 4A championship game, we go downstairs and visit with Tim Seaman.
And thank you very much, Larry Morgan. Joining me now, the Executive Director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, Mr. Bernie Sago, and the face of high school athletics in Iowa. Let's just put it that way. Welcome.
It's good to be here again.
Oh, what a tournament again. A great start earlier this week, the championship games last night, and rolling towards the conclusion.
Oh, it's been a long week, but a great week. A lot of exciting play. Last night, those 2 championship games were about as good as you're ever going to watch.
Let's talk about the news that you're making. I know that plans have been solidified now for your Hall of Pride. It will be built in Boone, right next to your offices, and you got to be very excited.
I'm excited about it. It's going to be a great thing for the entire state of Iowa. Most people think it's going to be just for athletics, but it's going to be for all activities, but it's going to be for each community. Brag about the kind of people we've turned out in education. A lot of people don't realize it, but we've turned out a lot of great people in this state of Iowa. We've got a great educational system. It'd be nice to brag about our things. We don't brag enough about our people.
Let's talk about this building. There's some talk that there could be a new center in Des Moines. What would you think about playing in a new shiny place?
It'll be great. It'll be great for the state of Iowa. It'll be good for everybody. The facility, this has been a wonderful facility for years and years, but the new one will be super for the whole state, not just for athletics, for a lot of other things will be good for the state.
We talk about basketball. It's one of the focuses, of course, during the winter. Is there ever any talk about something new coming along?
Oh, a lot of people are talking about bowling and at the high school level, and we do have a lot of bowling, but it's not really a school sport yet, but I wouldn't be surprised that'll come along. It's good for kids and be an exciting sport.
You had to be very pleased last night. I know the center of what you work towards is sportsmanship. It's at the heart of the games and the competition and the audience. Last night's session, I think, had to make you very proud.
It was a great thrill, and I mean that sincerely. Both games were so exciting. You just got excited for the people, and all of a sudden it was a competition, and afterwards you just watch the kids. They had respect for one another and the fans. It was really exciting.
It's been a great week of basketball, and you know, it makes it sound like the year's over. We're just getting to track. You got baseball around the corner.
Oh, but a lot of things in the spring for the kids too.
It's always fun talking to you, Bernie.
I thank you for all the things you do for athletics in the state.
Mr. Bernie Sago, the Executive Director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Now, Jim and Larry are upstairs, fellas.
Well, it's certainly been a great tournament. Bernie is absolutely right about that.
Bernie does a great job. You know, he's one of those guys you don't see out a lot, but boy, he has a strong philosophy on sports in high school. He wants it to be a positive experience, and sportsmanship and character building are 2 things that he stands for and really has made a difference in this state.
If you've ever been fortunate enough to hear him speak, it's a speech you'd never forget. Let's go back to Tim.
You bet. We're in the hot seat here. And Carlos Kirby joins us for one last time. Carlos Kirby, the Activities and Recreation Director at AIB Business College here in Des Moines. And we're making some people happy during the tournament. Let's tell them about it.
Well, what we've got going on, Tim, is AIB College of Business is offering scholarships to one school in each of the 4 classes. And it's a random drawing for one school of each class where one of those students gets a $500 scholarship to go to school at AIB College of Business. And what we've got going on, we've done the other 3 classes. And since this is the 4A game, we have, and this is the first time this will be announced, we have Sioux City East, or East High School of Sioux City as the winner, and they will receive, one student from that school will receive a $500 scholarship. And the information was sent out to the schools, to all of the schools, approximately 3 weeks ago. So the Sioux City East should be informed, and the process will take place from there.
Something new here at the state tournament. Thanks for being with us.
It's been a pleasure.
And now we'll go back upstairs.
32-25, the halftime score. Johnston, by scoring the last 9 points in the second quarter, shaved a 16-point deficit down to 9. We take a look at some highlights from the first half of action. Glenn Worley got off to a real quick start for the Trojans.
Well, the whole team did. Here he shows a good offensive move, catches in the post, turns, doesn't put on the floor, shoots it in. Here he makes a nice steal, takes the ball all the way down the floor, mostly with his left hand. That's pretty good for a big guy. Slides in and avoids the charge.
Mike Cameron has provided some great offense off the bench for the Dragons.
Yeah, there he slipped in behind the defense and got an easy bucket, and they needed him at that time in the game.
Sophomore Justin Wick comes back with a big steal.
Nice steal, and again, Wick has just been a great player for them. Coming off the bench gives them a good athletic player.
And Andy Sundblad can certainly bring Johnston back in a hurry.
And he's going to be big in the second half. They got to find a way to get him a few more shots.
We're beginning the second half. By the way, Brian Pearson honored at halftime, and I know that you're involved in a scholarship fund for him as we take a look at the first half stats. So Iowa City West shooting 52% from the floor, but rebounding edge to Johnston, and that's how they got back in the ballgame.
Yeah, this has been a game of shifts. I mean, the statistics don't tell the story because Iowa City blitzed them in the beginning, and late in the second quarter, Johnston came back. So it really looks pretty even, and the game has got a lot closer. But this first couple minutes, this is where Iowa City West seems to come out with a lot of steam. So we'll see if Johnston can handle that at this point.
Tell us about that Brian Pearson Scholarship Fund.
Well, we made a scholarship available to juniors in high school who participate in the Iowa games who show great character and citizenship. We evaluate them based on how they contribute to their community, their school, their churches, and it's just been a real honor to review all these wonderful kids in Iowa's applications. Very difficult to choose them.
That's very exciting. Schroeder finds Worley to get the second half underway for Iowa City West. That's Jamie Lang, that's Kevin Long, and Nate Kading. So all 5 of their players touch it on this opening set for Iowa City West.
Stepniewski's in there on Worley, really playing physical with him and trying to keep him from getting the ball, and that's certainly a key. Limit the number of touches. He's fronting him as much as he can. He's done a nice job. Worley hasn't had a chance to get a hold of the ball yet.
Stepniewski does have only 1 foul, so he can afford to be a little extra aggressive, at least at this point.
Exactly. There's Worley, though. He got it in where he wants it.
Blocked by Stepniewski. Quinn Stepniewski with the block. Sundblad on the breakout. The follow won't go. Mike Cameron, who's done such a great job off the bench starting the second half for Johnston. Pass too long for Kevin Long, and the ball goes back to Johnston.
Kind of lost control of it there. I don't know if he blocked as much as he lost control, but the pressure was on him there, and the body was on him, too.
Cameron starting the second half in place of Steve Rude. To the baseline goes Sundblad, blocked by Worley.
That's what Glenn Worley does for you. Sundblad's able to beat his man. Looks like he's going to get an easy layup. Worley comes over. Good help side defense. Makes a nice clean block.
Worley gets a hand on it, knocking it out of bounds. So Mike Cameron, who had been a starter when Stepniewski went out with a stress fracture of his right leg, is starting this second half. Jeff Simpson likes his size, likes his offense, and his defensive ability. He was a big spark yesterday in the semifinals. Foul called against Iowa City West. It's against Lang. It's his second. Sundblad, Stepniewski, Mert on the floor along with Cameron. The steal by Iowa City West, and here come the Trojans. Nobody scored yet in the half. Long underneath, puts it back and gets the roll.
Long was really up there on that offensive board and made a nice strong move to put it back in.
And he builds the lead to 9 for Iowa City West. Loses it. And the ball belongs to Kennedy with a foul called on Johnston. It's against Sundblad, and Andy Sundblad with his second foul. Nobody for either squad with more than 2 as this second half begins.
Right now, Johnston's having a hard time settling down in their offense. The pressure of Iowa City West is making Johnston go a little faster than they want to go. Therefore, they've had a couple turnovers.
Kading fills the middle, pulls up, misses it.
Long again on the board, saves it.
Long is very active, Jim.
Boy, he is really focused tonight, isn't he?
He really is.
He played on that state championship football team, and he once won in basketball, too.
Absolutely.
That's very unusual for an athlete to be able to do that.
What a way to wrap up your athletic career, huh?
Wow, who knows what's coming up? Maybe he's going to do baseball and track. Who knows?
Out of the corner, and the shot won't go by Kading.
Long again.
Long has the offensive rebound, and he is fouled. The foul called against Kyle Mertz. Mertz with his second foul. The celebration of Kevin Long, the future University of Kansas football quarterback, to the line.
Well, we talked about how this first couple minutes was going to be a big factor, and right now it's going Iowa City West way. They scored early. Now they had a chance to get 2 free throws, maybe 1.
Johnston without any points in the first 2.5 minutes of the third period. Worley goes up in a crowd to pull down the rebound, goes to the floor and loses it. And a foul is called. It will be against Worley.
Tough call there. You know, I like to see 2 big guys like that go after a loose ball. I hate to see a foul get called out. They were just going after the ball.
Worley set out the final 5:22 of the second quarter with his second foul. Now he picks up his third.
That's too bad.
Ruled a bit of a takedown there by Worley.
Was that a 2-point takedown?
I believe. Rude back into the lineup for the Dragons. Johnston takes it to the rack and scores the first basket of the second half for Johnston.
But Worley didn't come over and help that time. He's got, what, 3 fouls now, and
right.
Just didn't want to get in there and get a 4th one before they get him out of here.
Lang and Kading along the back line for Iowa City West.
Schroeder and Kading really do a nice job out there for Iowa City West at the guard tandem. They probably don't get a lot of credit, and their name's not mentioned a lot, but boy, they're really steady, and they're very, very good quickness.
Justin Wick, the 6'5 sophomore, back into the lineup for Steve Bergman's team. And Worley, with those 3 fouls, will go to the bench with 4:51 to go in the third period. Calling for it, Long tries to get around Cameron, but Cameron is called for bumping it. Third foul on Mike Cameron.
Justin Wick comes in. You know, obviously you give up a lot with Glenn Worley, but Justin's a fine player and long arms and factor in there too.
Sundblad rebounds the long miss. Johnston a chance to cut a 7-point deficit. Big possession for them with 4.5 to go in the third. The call by Cameron. He gets the ball and scores it.
Nice pass from Mertz in there.
He asked for it. Mertz hit it, and it's a 5-point game.
Again, with Worley not in there, they're attacking the basket. A minute ago, Sundblad made a great move in there, but there was Worley. Now, he wasn't there.
Long gets covered up, and the ball taken away from him. Sundblad with a steal, but it was Rude who got a hand on it. Now Rude leads the break for the Dragons.
Still good pressure defense by Iowa City West. There goes Sundblad.
Sundblad down against Wick, who fouls him. Justin Wick with his first foul.
Justin's got to realize Andy's left-handed. He gave him a little room on that left side. You got to take away that left side on a kid who's left-handed.
And Randy Sundblad's a 74% free throw shooter, wrapping up an outstanding career. Averages 13.5 points, 6 rebounds a game. All those points that he has tonight, all 7, came in the second quarter.
You know, I think, too, his best basketball is ahead of him. He's grown in the last couple of years, and he's got the skills. He just needs some more experience and strength, and I think he's going to be an outstanding player in college.
Sundblad pulls the Dragons within 3. A timeout called by Iowa City West. They lead it by 3. More in a moment.
Fairway is proud to support high school athletics and the Boys State High School basketball tourney. Look for these specially priced items this week. Wells Blue Bunny ice cream, 5-quart pails. Totino's party pizza and pizza rolls. All sports drinks. Earth Rain breads. Hot tamales in Mike and Ike's. Anchor food poppers. Ritz crackers and Snackwell cookies. Shop Fairway and save every week. Fairway, Iowa's most economical food stores.
Taco John's magnificent six. 3 big new El Grande tacos and 3 all-new El Grande burritos with beef, chicken, or steak.
There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John.
Hey, isn't there supposed to be 7 of us?
At one time, they led by 16. Now they lead by 3. Iowa City West misses Glenn Worley.
Sure, here it is. Here's Johnston firing in there, Ryan, and no one to help out, no shot blocker in there, and he's able to score on that play.
Takeaway by Johnston. What a great defensive effort by Kyle Mertz.
Mertz was very aggressive on that, knocked it out of bounds off the other player. Could be a big opportunity for them to cut the lead to 1 or maybe tie with a 3.
Ryan Johnston to inbound. Great comeback for the Dragons, who were down by 16. 4th turnover of this half for Iowa City West.
Well, there's 3:51 to go. Do you think that the Worley will be out the whole time?
Probably not much longer. There's the rebounding statistic. Johnston doing a great job on the board.
Allow those to come in this first 4 minutes of the second half.
A momentary delay.
If you remember in the 3A game about this time is when West Delaware was making their great comeback, but they cut a lead just to 12 at this time.
Right.
And now Iowa City West leads only 3 over Johnston.
Is that a change in whistle?
Yeah, I think his lantern came off. And I think they're tied into the clock, so when they blow the whistle, the clock stops. Great defense.
Yes, there was.
Jamie Lang just stayed on him. The 5-second count. Couldn't shake him.
Lang is awfully quick. He gets down in that good defensive stance and is a tough guy to get around.
You know, of course, he started the game out offensively with their first 5 points. I think they'll look for him to score a little bit more now with Worley out of the game, too.
Joe Walker, whose dad, Rich, is the longtime assistant coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes, number 22. Walker baseline, kicks it back outside to Kading.
Close to a travel there.
Dragons aggressively pursue the basketball, but Johnston doing a good job, West doing a good job hanging on to it. Kading. Shot is long. Sundblad the rebound. Johnston down by only 3.
Rude with the ball. Did a nice job the other night, semifinals.
He gets tied up by Walker.
Well, the guards for Iowa City West have really turned the heat up on defense. They've created a turnover and now a jump ball. We say jump ball.
Yeah, well,
they don't jump it anymore.
Anyway, but that's what they call it, though. But you're right, the possession arrow.
Should we call it a possession ball? Change the possession
you
ball?
really should be. You're right. And the possession arrow.
You can't believe the number of plays people used to set up on those jump balls. It's a big part of the game. I don't like to see it not in there. We used to screen you know, set up a lob play for the guy who's jumping. There's a lot of things you can do, and they quit doing it because the refs couldn't throw it up. Guys were getting too big.
You know, I'm always surprised, and it's not a lot of time, but the time that it's spent in college practices on the jump ball, considering it's just one possession.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more time spent because you could run a lot of plays off of it.
Ryan Johnston trying to clear a little space. This is foul. Mertz gets fouled. On his arm, Jamie Lang. And that will be his third foul. So Lang and Worley, 3 apiece for Iowa City West. Cameron, 3 for Johnston.
These fouls could be a factor. The other games, really, fouls haven't been a factor till late in the game, and here we are in the third quarter.
Mertz hits him at 69%. He averages 10, has averaged 14 in the tournament, but just 2 tonight. Schroeder replaces Lang.
So Iowa City West not only has to absorb the defensive pressure, but they also have to find a way to score here at the other end.
Wick clears the rebound. He had a 10-rebound performance in the quarterfinals against Dubuque Waller.
Oh, he's a quick jumper, good hands, strong hands.
And yesterday came off the bench and didn't miss a shot in a relief roll at 2 field goals and 3 free throws as Iowa City West knocked off Southeast Polk in the semifinals, 56-45. Walker, outstanding running back for the state football champs, lobs inside to Wick.
Good hustle by Cameron. Yeah, he blocked the shot and tried to save it, too. Iowa City West did a nice job, though. They got the ball, you know, inside, and fortunate for a good defensive play by Johnston, or they would have scored.
Here comes Glenn Worley with 2:01 to go in the third. His team's one-time 16-point lead down to 2.
Well, we talked about we didn't know if Coach could hold him out that long for the whole quarter, and I think Coach Bergman said, no, let's try to keep command of this game a little longer. A good player can play without picking up fouls and still be aggressive.
And, of course, the Trojans look for Worley as soon as they can. They're going to try to see if he can break somebody down for a score. Cameron's got him defensively.
They got to limit the time he catches that ball in around the basket. That's where he's going to be most effective. Keep him out there.
Look at that quick move to get him into the lane.
On the floor, right there.
But he was fouled on the way in.
That was a great drive. Wasn't that a great drive?
It really was. Talk about a quick first step, a quick crossover.
Use that left hand. You're going to guard Worley outside and play off of him. You can't let him penetrate with a little fake. See, he fakes. Defensive man commits. Now he goes by him. Stay in your stance.
For Cameron, it's his 4th foul.
Get ready, here we go.
Well, he's played well. They need him in there.
Yes, they do. That was the 4th foul on Johnston in the half. Iowa City West also with 4.
But got him on a reach in. Almost got the ball out, but that little body contact. You got a body as big as that. You're going to have some body contact when you're playing defense.
Second foul on Quinn Stepnewski.
Of course, his coaches in football hope he has a lot of body contact next year when he's playing college football.
Iowa City West has gone 5 minutes without a bucket. They last scored at 6:30 in the third quarter. We're now down to 1:30. And that has enabled Johnston to come back.
Nice pick by Walker. Got knocked over. No call.
The miss by Ebert. The follow by Ebert. Scores. Ebert did a good job slicing into the paint. Just the second basket of the third quarter for Iowa City West.
And Justin Wick got the rebound, had a chance to shoot it from 8 feet, waited for the cutter. That was a good unselfish play.
Johnston trying to break down Walker. Mertz gets inside of Schroeder. Rebound, grab by Wick. He traveled.
Yeah, he lost his bounce. He was close to the baseline, worried about getting out of bounds, and just lost his bounce and traveled there.
Final minute of the third quarter. Iowa City West leads Johnston 36-32 in the 4A championship game.
Straight up, straight up.
Here comes Mertz down the gut again.
And Mertz is fouled by Ebert. 49 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Steve Bergman seeing his team have a 16-point lead. Sliced to 7 at the half, sliced to 2 a moment ago, and with a chance to bring it back to a 2-point deficit is a 69% free throw shooter, Kyle Moore.
We'll have to see if Glenn is able to be the defensive presence he was with trying to block the shots with the foul trouble. I think maybe they're going to attack him and see if he can make the play without fouling.
Again, a 2-point game at 36-34. Trojans with the ball in the lead. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Ebert broke loose there for a second, but I don't think they wanted to force the action there. They're going to be willing to just pull it back out here and try to get a good shot. And I got a feeling this ball is going to end up in Glenn Worley's hand in a one-on-one situation.
Kipnewski watching him along the baseline. Johnston. You see Worley walk to the top of your screen.
Johnston, a little 1-2-2 zone here. 2-point game. 12 seconds. They got away with the foul there.
Ebert having trouble with Sundblad. And Sundblad on the foul. 3.
3 points. 4-0.
Well, that's the very last thing that the Dragons wanted with less than a second on the third quarter clock, and Ebert not in really a shooting position. Just kind of a desperation position.
No, he was cranking it from below his waist just to try to get it off. That's a bad foul.
To the free throw line, Ebert. 0.2 on the third quarter clock. And he gets 3, fouled in the act of shooting, and again, a foul that you know Andy Sundblad regrets. He's a good basketball guy, a smart player, and he knows he did something he didn't want to do.
78% free throw shooter, Ebert is, so kind of like getting an open three-pointer at the end of the quarter.
How big is that when your ball club straps to within 2? And now it'll be at least a 4-point deficit, if not more, at the end of the period. Worley out so he doesn't get his 4th foul. Long comes back in. Ebert cashes in all 3. And that's the end of the third quarter. The score, Iowa City West 39 and Johnston 34. We'll be back at Beckman's Auditorium in just a moment.
Fox Sunday is a big adventure with a futuristic new Simpsons. Lisa's president. But what about Bart?
Co-president? Are you crazy? Mom, Lisa won't share.
Then Big Trouble and Malcolm's in the middle.
Boy!
Sunday on Fox 17.
Life in Iowa is colorful. Life is playful. Powerful. Plentiful. Life here is meaningful and hopeful. These life stories are told every day in the Des Moines Register. Full of life.
This March, share the love.
Don't be a wussy.
From the safety of your own home.
Titus. Monday on Fox 17.
Iowa City West by 5 as we go to the fourth quarter. Right now, let's go courtside with Mark Pierce for the Fairway Fan of the Stand.
Thanks a lot, Larry. This is our last Fairway Fan in the stand. We've got some Johnston fans here. What's your name?
Elise.
And your name?
Here.
All right, they're here cheering them on. You guys going to win tonight?
Yes.
All right. Who's your favorite player?
Quinn.
How about you?
Andy Sundblad.
All right. Well, listen, we've got a special shirt for you. Go ahead. My assistant will give it to you. I'd like to thank everybody, and we had a fun time doing this out on the court. Let's go back upstairs.
In the third period, Iowa City West 2 of 10 shooting, while Johnston was 2 out of 5. It was a defensive-minded quarter. Iowa City West got just 7 points. Johnston, though, only 9. So it's a 5-point game as we go to the fourth period. With the breakaway, it's Johnston.
Zone defense was very good that time. Maybe a way to keep from Worley from getting the ball inside. And they were really moving, all 5 guys. That's when you can tell if the zone is good. You see all 5 guys moving all the time. Get those hands waving and get them moving.
Steve Bergman with his starters on the floor as the fourth quarter begins.
Right now, Iowa City's operating a little bit outside of where they want to. Offensively, you like to get that zone offense in a position where every pass can create a shot.
Lang trying to go baseline against Sipnewski. Kading takes the three. Rebound Lang, there's contact, and Lang out of bounds, and so it will belong to Johnston. Dragons ball, 6:58 to play.
Kind of an unusual play. A little guy comes flying in there and actually kind of comes down on the side of Sipnewski, and that's a good call. Good call by the ref.
Jeff Simpson's team also has their starting five in. So all the starters are on the floor in this fourth quarter of the 4A championship game. That's Sundblad, bounded by the shorter man Lang. Trojans playing his zone.
Good play by Worley. Takeaway. That's the third time Iowa City West has side-fronted, got around by moving her feet and knocked the ball away into the post. Good defense.
Schroeder backing it up for the Trojans. That's Schroeder, first-team all-conference performer. Steve Bergman says as this year has gone on, he's become more aggressive, and his ball club has played better as a result.
Yeah, you got to have good aggressive play out of your guards defensively.
On the floor, no shot, no shot. Right out here.
How many baskets has Glenn Worley scored after the whistle blows and the basket doesn't count? I can remember 3, I think.
Oh, you're right. You know, speaking of Glenn Worley scoring, and fouls have been the major reason for this, you have to go back to the first period to see his last point. There's Steve Alford.
That's Rich Walker to his right.
Right, Rich Walker, of course, his son Joe on the basketball team at Iowa City West. Steve Alford, the man who recruited the man at the free throw line, Glenn Worley. And that's his first point since the first quarter. Worley stretches the Iowa City West lead to 5. Second half shooting, not been very good.
The big guy shoots one out there. That's probably not the shot you want at that time. You want him inside the rebound in case somebody misses it. A little quick that time on the shot. The zone defense is forcing Iowa City to be a little patient, but that's exactly what they want to do.
Kading from the corner to score a big 3 for the Trojans.
Good pass by Worley to find him over there in the corner.
And the Iowa City West lead is 8. Sipnewski. Sipnewski again, and Long fouls it.
I'll tell you what, Glenn got knocked out on that one. And then the big guy got knocked down, too. A lot of physical play going on there in that lane.
And a very physical player to the line in Quinn Sipnewski.
There's a nice pass by Worley over to the corner to Kading.
Kading with his second 3. He also had 3 assists in the first half of play without a turnover, so he's done a nice job for Iowa City West. Sipnewski, 1 of 3 from the foul line. And a big game yesterday against Cedar Rapids Kennedy when he came up with the 11 points at 5 of 6 field goals. This is both free throws. Worley with the rebound.
That's tough. When you miss 2 free throws, it's almost like a turnover. You know, you don't get anything out of that possession. We did get to pick up a foul on the defensive team, but you need to convert those free throws in this stage of the game.
And emotionally, it's rather deflating.
Right. You work hard, get fouled, think that's great, and then don't make the free throws.
Under 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Lang, very quick, gets to the baseline, misses the shot. Johnston's there to pluck down the rebound.
Down the lane.
Sundblad puts it to the floor. Good defense right now by the Trojans.
Yeah, it's hard for him to get a shot off.
Second 40.
And a 3-second violation, the result of that good defense.
Regardless of the score of the game, Iowa City West has continued to play strong man-to-man defense.
Right here.
That's their trademark.
It's a little like the earlier championship game. The team comes up, gets it close, gets it to 2, and then bingo, it's back out to 8 again.
And that earlier championship game won by Davenport Assumption. By the way, Cedar Rapids Kennedy won the 4A consolation this afternoon, 73-55 over Southeast Polk. Drew rolled with the big ball game, 22 points and 9 boards. Worley in the middle with the miss. The putback is there by Kevin Long.
Worley got a lot of attention on that. 3 guys converged on him, but when he missed it, that gave Kevin Long a chance for an offensive rebound.
And it's a 10-point lead for Iowa City West. So Iowa City West has got a 7-point run. We'll be back with more in a moment.
It's your corn. We won't tell you how to plant it. We won't tell you how to raise it. We won't tell you how to sell it. It's your corn. But from now on, they're our weeds. Balance 2000, the first pre-herbicide for corn that recharges with rain to deliver your best shot at true one-pass weed control. Balance 2000, they're our weeds.
To most people, gambling is a way to have fun. But to some, it's more than that. They gamble a lot, and they lose. So they borrow to recoup their losses and to keep on gambling. They borrow from friends, family, even strangers. Eventually, those sources dry up. So do the relationships, isolating gamblers. If gambling has left you feeling frustrated, helpless, and alone, call 1-800-BETS-OFF. You won't get a lecture, just help.
Iowa City West leads Johnston 46-36, 3:58 to go in the 4A title game. The final results are in from St. Louis in the NCAA Wrestling Championship. And for the 6th year in a row, the Iowa Hawkeyes have won the national title. Iowa State finishes 2nd. Northern Iowa finishes 8th. The Dragons have missed their last 5 shots. They're down by 10. They've been down by as many as 16.
Iowa City West playing his own defense, and no matter what defense they play, they're really moving their feet, and there's just no easy open shots out there. There's a turnover. Oh, get it. Root gets it back.
And he gets fouled. Steve Rude, whose sister Julia understands, a real good 5th grade basketball player, and we know that because Julia's coach, Joel Potter, is our stage manager tonight.
Maybe he needs to go down there and take a couple messages down and maybe flip it to Julia and let her say something to her brother.
And there's Sharon Worley, the mother of Glenn, who will now leave the lineup with 3:30 to play. This place taken momentarily by Justin Wick. You know that Worley, getting a quick blow, will be back in very quickly with 3:30 left to play in the championship game.
That foul was kind of like the knockout punch on Muhammad Ali hit with Sonny Liston. Everybody's still looking for it.
It's Root on the penetration.
Immediately, Johnston attacks the basket with Worley out. I don't think he'll be out very long, even with 4 fouls.
1 forward, 2.
And you're right, not very long. Well, I thought he was going to the scores table, just going to the bench to get a better seat. Not quite ready to come back yet.
Well, I think they'll talk to him a little bit like, hey, now listen, go out there and play hard, but don't reach in and don't go over the back on somebody. Just move your feet on defense. Don't use your hands on defense.
It's a 9-point lead for the Trojans with 3:21 to play. And we have a timeout on the court. 46-37, Iowa City West with the lead. More in just a moment.
Fairway is proud to support high school athletics and the Boys State High School basketball tourney. Look for these specially priced items this week. Jolly Time microwave popcorn, Hot Pockets, Lean Pockets, and toaster breaks. 24 packs of Dr. Pepper and 7-Up. Hostess multi-packs. Girly dry roasted nuts. Mama Mary's pizza crust. Frito-Lay, Ruffles, and Tostitos. Shop Fairway and save every week. Fairway, Iowa's most economical food store.
When I was little, I didn't think much about money. One of the things that my brothers and I used to always do when we were little was dump out our piggy banks, count our money. Mom and Dad had a checking account and a savings account. For me, insurance, investment planning, online banking, having a personal relationship with my banker. They're really going to look out for your future. With the services, convenience, and expertise I need, I know I can count on them.
Larry Morgan and Jim Hallahan back at Veterans Auditorium, where Steve Bergman's Iowa City West Trojans are trying for their second championship in the last 3 years. 3:21 to play, and they lead by 9. Johnston's had their free throw shooting desert them.
Yeah, here they are. They're a 70% free throw shooting team. They're 8 for 16, and some of those have been in front of 1-on-1, so they missed 8 free throws. Breakaway. Oh, nice pass.
Finished by J.V. Lang.
Good pass from Wick to Lang.
Lang with 7, and it's an 11-point lead for the Trojans. And it's desperation time for Johnston. They get a big one. Counts the bucket, and a chance at a 3-point play for Steve Rude.
Again, they attack the basket. Little Rude gets in there and makes a nice play. No Worley around to knock that ball back.
Walker with his 3rd foul. Rude, who struggled and missed 3 in a row from the free throw line, has now hit his last 2. He's got 4. It's an 8-point lead for Iowa City West, and a foul against Rude.
I got you right here. White, here my 2.
Exactly 3 to play. 48-40, Iowa City West with the lead. Jeff Simpson, the Dragons coach, on his bench, trying to maneuver his team back into this one.
Unbelievable. Kevin Long is a 45% shooter, as good a shooter he is. I think he's 0 for 2 tonight, so maybe that's the right guy to foul.
Looking for his 11th point, knocks it down.
3rd down and 9, he made the completion.
Yeah, he did.
1st down.
As he did many times in the Trojans football season. Stipnewski comes back on for Johnston. Rude will leave. Cameron also on the floor for the Dragons with 4 fouls. Long wrapping up a 3-year career as a starter. Stipnewski with the rebound for the Dragons. 2:57 to go. His team trails by 9.
Zone defense is causing Johnston to take time before they get a shot. There's a pretty good look at a shot right there.
And Cameron puts it down.
Nice job by Cameron. Played well again tonight.
The Trojans lead is 7. Walker gets traffic and gets harassed in the backcourt at his foul.
White, 2-4.
Ryan Johnston with his 1st foul. Team fouls now 9 against Johnston and 9 against Iowa City West. Glenn Worley about to come back on for West.
I don't know if my stat sheet's right, but it says that he hasn't made any free throws or hasn't shot any one or the other.
0 for 4.
0 for 4.
During the regular season for Joe Walker. Gets a big one there.
Rich must have talked to him here in the last couple of days and worked on that free throw a little bit. You know, Dad being a coach, you got to teach those kids how to shoot those free throws.
Hey, Dad was also an outstanding college player.
So long ago, I didn't know anybody knew that.
I did my homework. I've studied ancient history. 51-42. Worley comes back with his team up by 9 on the Joe Walker free throws.
Big free throws for Walker.
Actually hit 3 out of 4 yesterday. Now that I think back in the semifinal, and they were big. So didn't hit him during the regular season, hit him down at state when it counted. Johnson with a miss. Rebound underneath. Block. Knocked out of bounds by Justin Wick. Good play by Wick. He's a good-looking sophomore, isn't he, Jim?
Both 32s did a nice job on that play. Good offensive rebound by Cameron, and then Wick jumps up and blocks the shot.
2:18 left to go, and a timeout taken with Iowa City West with the lead at 51-42. More in a moment.
When you're moving up in the world, when your assets just keep growing, when your drive to succeed comes with personalized plates, when you finally earn that office with a view, when you wrap up that big deal. We've got the insurance and investments you'll need. Farm Bureau Financial Services. Just say when, whenever you're ready. Every day, it's the unsung heroes that make our communities and lives a whole lot better. We're proud to have helped all the unsung heroes help our communities grow. For more than half a century, Pella Cooperative Electric has been delivering solutions that make dreams come true. We're your member-owned electric cooperative, and we promise to keep you, our unsung heroes, happy. SIPCO and our electric partner providers, the power to deliver, the power to grow.
Johnston's got the ball. A long way to come back. They're down by 9 with 2:18 to play. On the next foul, each team will be in the double bonus. This is a steal by Jamie Lang. Lang will go to the line. And Cameron has fouled out of the game. Mike Cameron fouls out with 4 points.
No, he played a great game. He was very active in there.
Lang, who got Iowa City West off to a 5-0 lead, Jim, and they've never relinquished the lead.
Yeah, it's amazing how the start of these games can be such a big factor. You jump out to a big start, you play even the rest of the way, but that difference is that big lead early, and Johnston, again, has not been able to catch him, could never get up in front of him, and much like the 3A championship game, and now you're down enough points, it's going to be hard to catch him here in 2 minutes, but you never give up. And you keep trying, and you keep trying.
No, the last 3 championship games in this tournament have taught us that lesson.
Exactly. All right, Johnston, you got to execute now and get good shots.
10 points in 2:11. Boy, it used to be before the 3. That was a lot difficult to come back on. Now, not so tough.
Yeah, the other factor is the shot clock. If it was the shot clock, then you know Iowa City couldn't just hold the ball. But
Straight up, straight up.
The 3 by Sundblad is long. Worley trying to control the rebound. He does, and he is fouled. Stepnewski with the foul. Worley to the line. Worley on his way to the University of Iowa, where no doubt he will have an outstanding career.
he's a fine player, and his basketball is ahead of him. He's going to improve so much as he gets the chance to play every day against excellent players. Inadvertent elbow there gets Andy Sundblad. Looks like got him right on the nose.
Worley with 14 points, had 12 at the end of the first quarter.
No, I didn't. They said 5. He's all right. I know, but you got to have a subbing for him for the blood rule. You got to have a subbing.
Sundblad is bleeding, so he's going to have to be replaced. That inadvertent elbow sending Andy Sundblad to the bench, but you can't come in while you're bleeding.
Right.
So in to take his place. Long, as you look at Steve Alford watching his recruit and watching Iowa City West.
Looks like he was getting his phone out there, maybe calling another recruit while he's watching Glenn play.
He's always working. It wouldn't surprise me. 15 points for Glenn Worley.
We can be proud of the programs in our state. And our state is not very populated, not a great number of players. Boy, when Iowa State have had great success in the last few years. Drake and you and I kind of knocking on the door. The women's teams have just done a wonderful job. You've got to be really proud of our colleges and the job that they're doing in building these teams.
Andy Payne, number 54, comes in for Johnston. 1:47 to play. The Dragons trail by 12. Mertz with the miss. The tip won't go by Payne. The rebound by Kading. And a jump ball is called. The position arrow will give it to the Dragons. Gary Christensen and Craig Snyder, the officials, keeping peace.
Here's Walker, recovered fumble on that one. He likes that kind of stuff.
Yes, he does. He was a gifted football player. Sundblad, the bleeding stop, comes back in.
Play, here we go.
Yeah, he knew what to do with it, didn't he? Sundblad to the base, followed by Payne. Won't go. Worley tipping it over to Long. Long gets grabbed. Sunblast. They get Jonathan Hardy on the start. They'll make it Payne on the foul. Randy Payne, it'll be his first. So a minute 23 left before Iowa City West can celebrate their second title in 3 years.
You know what you don't want to do on that? Kevin Long got fouled, and he reached out and kind of grabbed at the guy because his shirt was grabbed. A lot of times the ref only sees the second thing that happened. Would have been a tough thing if they'd have called him for the intentional foul. So as you're out there playing, if you get fouled, you can't react to it. You just take the foul. Be glad you have a chance to shoot a free throw, but don't react to it. Second guy usually gets caught.
Long with 12 points in this title game. Mertz turns it over.
It's had a tough night tonight. Iowa City guards have just done a great job on the Johnston guards and caused a lot of turnovers and forced shots.
Again, it's defense that Steve Bergman has been very proud of.
Right, you look at the good offensive players he brings to the state tournament. You talk about Glenn Worley and some of the kids there, but it's their team defense that's really outstanding. They seem to always have a game plan. Tonight early, they really took Sunblat out of the game early, eliminated one score, put good pressure on them, and created some tough situations for Johnston to deal with.
What an athletic tradition at Iowa City West. Back-to-back football championships. Now 2 basketball titles in a 3-year stretch.
Doing a great job over there. Congratulations to all the coaches and administrators at Iowa City West. They have a great school, great program.
Jimmy Lang, a guy you got to admire. A couple of weeks ago, Steve Bergman was kind of questioning whether Lang was going to continue to start. He said, I almost put him on the bench. Suddenly, Jimmy Lang decided to work a little harder and has played his best basketball of the year as he wraps up his basketball career.
One thing coaches always control, and that's playing time. And you get a player's attention awful quickly by either starting to put him on the bench or sticking him on the bench for a little while.
Into the lineup for the Dragons, Steve Rude. As we wrap up a 4A championship game. And Iowa City West is about to join the ranks of Newell Fonda, St. Edmund, and Davenport Assumption as year 2000 basketball champs in the state of Iowa. Worley poked by Payne.
I mean, it's hard now with a minute and something to go. It's still hard for Johnston to get a good shot. And, you know, you'd think, well, a minute and something you can overcome it, but they just can't get a good open shot.
They ran into an outstanding defensive unit tonight.
Two, gentlemen, two.
They're not very happy right now, but they've had a great year.
Yeah, they've had a great year, and they've been a great defensive team all year. You know, we looked at their trail to the state tournament, what a good job they did on defense, but tonight Iowa City was just a better team. Iowa City West did a great job.
To the bench, Hayning and Walker.
A couple subs in now for Iowa City West.
Worley hits his 18th point. Final minute of the game, which the Trojans will win the championship. Sunblast with the long shot. Ruth comes up with it. Johnston's going to finish at 22-3. 2 3-point losses and a loss in the title game. Not a bad season at all. Long, fouled by Jonathan Hardy.
Kevin Long's been a demon on the board tonight. He's really done a good job in there getting those defensive rebounds.
Yes, he has. Long with 12 points. Steve Bergman going to make some changes. On comes Nathan Spanheimer, number 30. Number 24 is Ryan Raisley. Number 44, Dylan Klein. Long with 7 rebounds to go along with his 12 points.
Yeah, I bet you if a game of football, you put it through that hoop every time.
Yeah, I bet you could. Root bringing it down for the Dragons. This is Hardy. His first points in the game.
Seconds are clicking off. Another championship for Iowa City West. 2 in 1 year. Football and now basketball.
They're going to have to expand their trophy case, aren't they, Jim?
Wow.
Lots of things to be proud about at Iowa City West. Great athletic tradition. And they have won a 4A state championship for the second time in 3 years.
Worley's became a member of the student section right now. I saw him glance over there many times during the game. Now he just dove up into his friends and celebration.
Glenn Worley wraps up a terrific career by leading his team to 2 state championships in a 3-year period. And there, Mom and Dad. Of course, his dad played at the University of Iowa. That's the end of the game with the score. Iowa City West 58 and Johnston 45. We'll be back after a word from your local station.
I don't know. Did you try the expansion slot?
The what?
Let's call the expert.
Need help? It's on your line. Just click now, click.
Okay. First locate the SCSI input. It's on the back of the tower.
Instant three-way calling from US West. One more reason life's better here.
At Great Clips, we found a simple way to give you a better haircut. We listen to your ideas about style and fashion and taste. It's part of our ongoing postgraduate instruction at the Great Clips Advanced Training Center, where every stylist learns how to shape and create, to look, and most importantly, to listen.
Stop! Hold it! It's free! Now!
So that your haircut, your image, your style is always simply your own. Great Clips. Guaranteed satisfaction, guaranteed style.
The 2000 Mercury Grand Marquis with a powerful V8, 5-star crash test rating, and the largest trunk in its class. No wonder Grand Marquis outsells Buick LeSabre around here with a price that's $1,998 less. Plus, Grand Marquis now comes with low 2.9% APR limited term financing or $1,500 cash back. Start living large in Mercury Grand Marquis. See your local Mercury dealer today.
Need a number across the country? Easy, accurate, and always less when you dial 411 for numbers coast to coast. Like this B&B here in Cape Cod. What time is breakfast, anyway? 411 from US West. One more reason life's better here.
West has won the 4A championship, and here's Mo Kelly.
All set for the Class 4A awards now. Trophies to these teams, along with medals for the players and cheerleaders representing the Board of Control of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. 3 members of the board. To my far right is Arlo Flagey of Waverly, representing the Iowa Association of School Boards on the Board of Control. In the center is Phil Hintz, Superintendent of Schools at Newton, the current chairman of the board. And next to Mr. Hintz is Les Dalma, Superintendent of Schools, MOC Floyd Valley. Dragons, another great season. If you'd come forward now to receive your runner-up award, the Johnston Dragons. Winning their 3rd state championship, Iowa City West, the Trojans. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the Sportsmanship Award, presented by the Iowa Broadcasters Association, the Iowa Newspaper Association, the Iowa High School Athletic Association, and Hy-Vee. All during the week, members of the Cheerleader Coaches Association of Iowa, along with members of the media, have been watching the players, the coaches, the fans, and determining which group, which school has the best sports. To present the Sportsmanship Award, representing the Iowa broadcasters, is Larry Schultz of KQWC in Webster City.
Once again, we'd like to thank all of the teams for their great effort tonight. Let's give them all a nice round of applause here. And on behalf of the television and radio stations across the state of Iowa and the Iowa Newspaper Association, we'd like to proudly award the Sportsmanship Trophy going to Davenport Central.
The Student Athlete Achievers Award has become an important part of our tournament. It's sponsored by the Iowa Bankers Association. And by the way, the winner of the Sportsmanship Award, Davenport Central, will receive a $500 scholarship from Hy-Vee for both a male and a female student in their school. But anyway, the Iowa Bankers Association also have a $500 scholarship award, and it goes to the Student Athlete Achiever. Each of the teams in the 4A field, all 8, nominated one of their individuals for this award. It's not for just athletics. It's for leadership in the classroom, the church, the community, and we have a fine representative tonight to receive the award in Class 4A. Presenting the award will be John Sorensen, the president of the Iowa Bankers Association, aided by Barry Monahan, executive vice president of the Guthrie County State Bank of Panora. And the winner has a grade point average of 4.38, a 27 ACT. He's an All-American Scholar, International Foreign Language Award winner, member of the Student Council and National Honor Society, visits nursing homes. He's helped with serving meals to the homeless at the Des Moines Homeless Shelter. He's a visitor at the Children's Hospital, the Blank Children's Hospital here in Des Moines. His church activities include attending a national youth gathering in Atlanta. Athletically, all-conference in basketball, also participates in baseball. We're happy to announce the winner in Class 4A is Nick Boyd of Southeast Polk. And now the all-tourney team, and here's Tim Seaman of KCAU-TV in Sioux City.
Thanks, Mo. Throughout this week, members of the media have been observing the 4A teams, and now it's time to honor those selected to this year's 4A All-Tournament team. Joining me to make the presentations, the Executive Director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, Mr. Bernie Sago. On the 4A All-Tournament team in the year 2000, Andy Sunblad of Johnston. Nick Boyd of Southeast Polk. Senny Payton of Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Kyle Mertz of Johnston. And the captain of the 2000 4A All-Tournament team, Glenn Worley of Iowa City West.
And so, Iowa City West with their third state title. They won it in 77, they won it in 98, and now they've won it in the year 2000. And now let's take a look at our SIPCO play of the game. And I have a feeling it features number 34, Glenn Worley. What do you think?
There'll be a lot of plays he could be featured on tonight. Here he is showing his versatility, being able to slip in there and make a nice penetration, get under control jump shot.
18 points, 10 rebounds for Glenn Worley, and he's featured in our SIPCO play of the game. Also in double figures, Kevin Long for Iowa City West with 12 points. And we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Fairway is proud to support high school athletics and the Boys State High School basketball tourney. Look for these specially priced items this week. Wells Blue Bunny ice cream, 5-quart pails. Totino's party pizza and pizza rolls. All sports drinks. Earth Rain breads. Hot tamales in Mike and Ike's. Anchor food poppers. Ritz crackers and Snackwell cookies. Shop Fairway and save every week. Fairway, Iowa's most economical food stores.
Have you got your copy? Iowa's 2000 Travel Guide is the ultimate all-season traveling companion. And it's just a free phone call away. You'll find hundreds of attractions, events, and festivals. Detailed listings of campgrounds, parks, and trails. Bed and breakfast, hotels, and motels. You'll also receive a free calendar of events and state maps. Shouldn't your vacation be fun and easy? It can. Come be our guest.
Iowa City West got off to a 5-0 lead. They never trailed, and for Steve Bergman, a #2 state championship, 2 in 3 years. The Trojans win it. Let's go down and meet them with Tim Seaman.
Hey, thanks, guys. Down here with the 4A champions out of Iowa City West, Coach Steve Bergman. Congratulations.
Thanks. It's been fun. We've had a kind of up and down year, but this makes it all worthwhile, I think.
1 and 2 years ago, last year you didn't get here. I've got to believe that put a little burr under the saddle this season.
Yeah, it did, and we've come so far from where we were, and you know, we're so proud of what's happened here. And tonight was a team win. We talked about that in the locker room, and we had some adversity, we had some foul trouble, we had some people tired. Some kids really stepped up and did a great job. So that's the way we want to win. We call that West High basketball, and that's what it was tonight.
Lynn Worley's right here beside me. They made you really win it in the second half. They came back and gave you a good run, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, that's a real good team right there. You know, they fought hard, but, you know, I thought our guys did a nice job coming out contributing, not just one person or 2 people, but a collective of everyone who played through 1 through 10, I believe.
You're ready to take that step now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Whatever that step is, you know, I'm ready for the challenge, you know.
Kevin Green is right next door over here, played a big part in this. Or Kevin Long, Kevin Green, what am I saying? Kevin Long. Congratulations. How does this thing feel?
I think this might be one of the best ones yet, if not like just the rest of them. But this feels great, and we're going to enjoy it tonight and for the remainder of our lifetime since this is our last chance to play basketball.
This is the 4A champions in 2000. Let's go back upstairs.
They lead wire to wire in scoring a 58-45 victory over Johnston. Iowa City West wraps it up at 18-6. The Johnston Dragons wrap it up at 22-3. And we'll have more in a moment.
When I was little, I didn't think much about money. One of the things that my brothers and I used to always do when we were little was dump out our piggy banks, count our money. Mom and Dad had a checking account and a savings account. For me, insurance, investment planning, online banking, having a personal relationship with my banker, they're really going to look out for your future. With the services, convenience, and expertise I need, I know I can count on them.
Give your rooms a new look with an Armstrong ceiling from Menard. They're simple to install and look great. Brighton 2x2-foot designer panels are on sale. Just $1.63 each. Finish your project with a huge selection of lights. This wall light from Thomas is on sale, just $14.99. A ceiling light, $29.99. This hanging light, only $49.99. Light up your life with savings from Menard.
Save big money at Menards.
West wins the 4A championship, and we hope that you've enjoyed this telecast of the 2000 Iowa Boys State High School Basketball Tournament. Our thanks to Jason Esslinger, who kept our stats, also to Tim Seaman, who did lots of interesting interviews throughout the course of the tournament. For Jim Hallahan, this is Larry Morgan saying good evening from Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Des Moines.
Long in on the board.
boys high school basketball tournament has been brought to you in part by Fairway, Iowa's most economical food stores. By CIFCO, Central Iowa Power Cooperative. By AIB College of Business. Getting ahead is as easy as AIB. By the Iowa Bankers Association. Your future, our focus, Iowa Banks. By Great Clips. Guaranteed satisfaction, guaranteed style. By Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around. And by your local Ford dealers. Break out.
Where's the toothbrush? Janie's using it. Dad, did you know the Johnstons all have their own toothbrushes?
Bobby, that's fine for the Johnsons, but we're a one-toothbrush family. We share.
But we all have our own cell phones. And separate numbers.
But we all share the minutes, kids. You're about done with the fork, Julie.
Make sharing easy with our Family Connection plan. Share minutes with separate phones and just one bill. Now get 600 minutes and free long distance for one low price. AirTouch. Now you can.
The 2000 Mercury Grand Marquis with a powerful V8, 5-star crash test rating, and the largest trunk in its class. No wonder Grand Marquis outsells Buick LeSabre around here with a price that's $1,998 less. Plus, Grand Marquis now comes with low 2.9% APR limited term financing or $1,500 cash back. Start living large in Mercury Grand Marquis. See your local Mercury dealer today.
Someday, at a job interview, they'll ask, do you work well under pressure? Try not to laugh.
Introducing Christopher Titus.
My father has always been mean-spirited and evil. It's been a lot of fun.
Teacher said we could be anything we wanted to be.
She wasn't talking to you, son. Go in the backyard and practice digging some holes.
Titus.
Monday on Fox 17.
Journey to the year 2030.
Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president.
The Simpsons.
Sunday on Fox 17. Third Rock from the Sun, Frasier, Cheers, Caroline in the City. Comedy you can count on. Weeknights starting at 10 on Fox 17.
Ladies and gentlemen, to kick off Mad TV's Night at the Movies, please welcome recording artists Michael McLeod and Jasmine Wayne Wayne. Thank you.